Here we are back in Nuclear Popcorn. I'm Maurice Smith, and we have an amazing woman here, Miss Hanna Schrom. Very nice to see you again.
Nice to see you again as well, Maurice.
Yeah. So you're an actor, but you're also a certified race driver, right?
Race driver and stunt driver, yes.
Wow. How did you get started?
Well, I'm a third-generation racer. So my grandfather raced, and his father raced as well. Mm-hmm. So it just kind of came naturally. One day I just told my grandfather, I was like, I want to do that. And he said, okay. So then I had a race car, mm-hmm. and then I raced for about 6 years. I raced for 6 years, and then I decided I liked racing, but I wanted to crash cars on purpose.
Oh yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, so I was like, well, how do I crash cars on purpose? Well, there's stunt drivers. That's what they do. So let's do that. That's how I fell into it.
Remember when I called you when you told me that?
Speed racer.
Crash test yummy.
Oh. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was a good one.
Yeah. So I don't think I've ever met any test crash people, but did you ever get in touch with Marlene?
Oh, you know what? No, I did not. I did not get in touch with her because I'm going to tell you that life happened. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of got in the way, but thank you for the reminder, because I will tell her that I saw you today.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
She had an accident. She fell off her bike and clunked her head.
Oh no! When was that?
Last week.
Oh, maybe I should not reach out to her yet.
She's good though.
Give her some recovery time.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness. And was she riding without a helmet?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
She was trying to be a crash test yummy as well. Huh?
I see. Yeah, no, that happens. It's a dangerous line of work, you know, but we know what we're signing up for. At least I do.
Yeah. I don't think I know any women that drive a motorcycle.
Oh, well, she does.
Maureen? Actually, she was doing more stuff like jumping out of trains, jumping out of helicopters, jumping off of bridges into the ocean, underwater fighting.
Oh, okay, neat. That's super cool. That's a niche market there.
Yeah, she's a trip. She's really a trip.
Excellent.
Because, I mean, stunts, I mean, you got to be like an athlete.
Yes. Yes, you do have to be very much an athlete because, you know, it's very physical. Even if you are just driving, I mean, when I was racing, the longest race I did, I mean, it was only like 35 laps, but by lap 5, mm-hmm. I was like, aren't we done yet? This is taking forever. But, you know, it's a lot of fun though.
Sounds amazing.
Mm.
It must be.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of adrenaline involved. Absolutely.
Which movies have I seen you in doing stunts?
Well, I did some stuff in Suicide Squad. I did some stuff in that new one with Colin Farrell and Denzel Washington. They changed the name of it. It was Ruben J. something, I forget, because they didn't call it that when I worked on it. Mm. But he's a lawyer, just very, very straight out, just like, well, why don't you do it this way? And he doesn't understand why nobody likes him because he's just very matter of fact, which I can definitely relate to. Mm-hmm. So I did those. I did a lot of TV shows and stuff. I worked on Brooklyn Nine-Nine and NCIS, mm-hmm. Supergirl, Big Little Lies.
Were they mostly stunts or just drama?
Driving, yeah. Those are all driving related.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Very cool.
Yeah.
I met the woman that did the stunts in The Matrix.
Oh, fantastic.
And I think I told you, she said that she always makes sure she has an out or some way to get out of a dangerous situation.
Yeah, you do. You have to have an escape route because, you know, we're as safe as we possibly can be, but that doesn't account for everything. Mm-hmm. You know, there's always some type of factor that comes into play that can ruin everything. So you have to know where you can keep yourself safe.
How does one do that? How do you do that?
Well, you assess the situation as to what you're going to be doing. So if you are supposed to slide around a turn, you have to know where the curb is, where there's going to be crew, where there's going to be background maybe, or an actor or a fellow stunt person. You have to know where everything is, so that way you can plan accordingly to escape if necessary.
Kind of like a daredevil, huh?
Of a sort, yeah. Yeah, there definitely is some of that involved.
Yeah, that's amazing. So, was there like special training that you had to go through or did you just train yourself?
I think a lot of stunt people do train themselves, but me personally, I am trained, I'm certified. And to do that, I just found a couple of different courses that I wanted to take because they were in line with what I wanted to focus on. And I just learned from the masters and did my best and became certified.
Cool. Now you seem to be a bright person, so I'm just going to ask you, are you doing any screenplays and writing anything?
You know, it's funny that you mention it. A friend of mine is really encouraging me to start writing. I haven't in the past, but it's something that I'm playing more around with. So instead of like sitting down for, you know, an hour to write, I just think of things throughout the day and I jot them down and I'm compiling a book. And then, you know, eventually I will come back to my friend and say, okay, now what do I do with all of these things that I have made? Help me do this. So, you know, eventually perhaps I'll compile something together, but who knows?
Yeah. What's the most challenging part of being a stunt actor?
I mean, I guess just maintaining safety, you know, because that's first and foremost the biggest part about what we do, because it's amazing that we can, you know, jump a curb and fly a car through a plate glass window, and that's amazing, but to do it safely is the trick. And you have to have a big team in order to make sure that everybody on set stays safe, because nobody wants an accident, you know?
Yeah. So, would you say that you found your niche in life, or do you see yourself doing something else with your acting?
No, I think I've pretty much found it. Cars and horses, those are my two favorite things. And to be able to do them on a regular basis and get paid for it, that's, I think I've made it. I think I've hit my peak here.
Yeah. What's your favorite kind of stunt? I mean, I know you're a driver, but there's more to it than just driving. So what's your biggest? What do you love most about it? You know, when you're doing your stunts. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
I do. My favorite thing about stunt driving specifically is just the chaos that it's controlled chaos. You know, and when you can do that and it looks like it's just so natural, and it was impromptu, and it's raw and dangerous, and I think that those are the most exciting moments in film, not just for stunts, but for acting as well, when you can get to that level, when it seems like it's not contrived. That's the most exciting, I think. So to be able to pull that off is the goal.
Do you see yourself doing any horror anytime soon? Horror films?
Anytime soon. I mean, it just depends on what the wind blows my way, I suppose.
Yeah. Would you like to do horror
Oh,
stuff?
for sure. Absolutely. That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Any type of sense. I'm not biased one way or the other as to what type of genre I prefer. Film is beautiful in its own right, and to be able to tell a story, regardless of what type of story that is a blessing to be able to do that.
So if you were going to tell, you know, I guess either a young woman or a guy about stunts, what would you recommend that they do, and preparing for it, going out and getting those skills?
Well, I would first ask them, how committed are you? Because if it's just something that you think is going to be cool, you're probably just in love with the idea, which is fine. People are in love with ideas all the time. Like, I would like to work for a bakery, but I don't really want to get up at 3:30 every morning to go bake the cookies, you know? So it's just being in love with an idea, which is fine. But it also depends on what they like to do. Because I'm a driver and I ride horses and I can do sword play and I can swim and I can rollerblade and I can jump off things, and that's fine. But high falls, I don't like high falls. So it depends on what you like to do, because there are so many different facets to stunts that you don't have to be boxed into one. You know, if a guy likes to jump off of a building, I'm gonna let him do it, because I'm not really interested.
I don't blame you. I saw one of Marlene's falls. She did some of the stunts in Freddy Krueger, Nightmare, and she had to swing off of this thing. She said it was just it was a leap to death or something.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, and then I saw like a 3-foot fall that she did. There's no way in the world I'm going to do that.
Yeah, exactly. I tried. I gave it my all, but I was just like, this is not for me. And when I was training the high falls, oh man, this kid climbed up to the top of the scaffolding. It had to have been like 45 feet high. And he just jumped and landed perfectly. And I was just like, that's amazing. I cannot do that. A+ for you, you know? But that's not me.
What kind of films do you want to do in the future?
Oh man, what a question.
I guess that is a kind of open question.
It is. It's so hard to say, because I love comedy, but I also am very much drawn toward drama. And horror is exciting, and then there's action, obviously. I mean, that's no-brainer there. So there's all these different facets that one can place yourself in. And I think that I'm just very open to experiencing everything that I can, because I'm so lucky to have those opportunities.
Yeah, you're a gifted, exciting person.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So I guess what I really want to know is what are your other likes and interests other than stunts?
Okay, well, there's film, and I like to just be outside. I cook a lot. I like to cook, and I like to bake. And actually, I liked sweets so much as a child that my mother had to invent a gauge on the side of my neck that would tell her when I was full. So it's like, I'd tell her, oh, I'm full. She's like, let me see your gauge. And I'd show her, and she'd be like, no, you can have 2 more bites of broccoli. I know your gauge says you can. So food has always been a thing that I always bonded with my grandmother as well, because my grandmother, she raised me and my sister. So I was very lucky to be able to grow up with my grandparents, because not everybody has that, and I'm very lucky.
Yeah. So maybe you might become a talk show host, a cooking host, or...
That'd be cool. Yeah, no, I like to cook a lot. I made bulgogi last night. It's a Korean...
Yeah, you were saying that.
Yeah. I used mushrooms and onions and tofu, a different type of spin on it.
What's it called?
Bulgogi.
Bulgogi?
Yeah, you can get it from any Korean barbecue place. So delicious.
So I think I'm going to check that out.
Yeah, no, you should. Be prepared. It's going to blow your mind.
So now, when you were working with Denzel, how was that to work with him?
Oh, that was really incredible. He stays in his character. He prefers to be called by his character's name. And I really admire that, you know, because he's so dangerous, what he brings to the character and what he allows. He's just so generous to the character to give him everything that he needs, and he just stays with him. He doesn't leave him anywhere, the character. So I really admire that about him.
That's very cool. Who's your favorite actor?
That's so hard. Why would you ask me that? Oh man, I think recently, I've been watching a lot of really old films. So, I mean, I love Cary Grant for everything that he can do. Who else did we? Oh, Bette Davis, of course. What an incredible character actor. She's one to model yourself after. And I mean, you know, I worked with Colin Farrell too on the same film with Denzel, and he is on another level as well. And I mean, there's just so many incredible people. Bryan Cranston is also very incredible. I admire his work immensely.
Have you worked with him yet?
No. Oh wait, yes, I did. I was on set with him, on the set of Why Him with James Franco.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. You know.
Franco's the guy from Spider-Man, right?
Correct. Yes. And he's done a couple of other films and stuff. You know, silly things that are fun.
Like The Monkey. What was it? Planet of the Apes or something he did?
Oh, did he do that? I'm not sure.
He did one where he found this monkey, and I think it was genetically altered or something. And then the monkey started going crazy and, you know, getting really, really aggressive. And then he got so aggressive they had to take him somewhere, you know, and put him away with all these other monkeys. I think his name was Caesar.
Oh, okay.
And then Caesar goes and gets all these other monkeys and gets them riled up, and next thing you know, they break out and start attacking people.
It sounds like Planet of the Apes.
It's a trip.
Yeah, I can imagine. Sci-fi for sure.
Yeah. So, is there any love in your life?
I am very much focused on my career at the moment, and also I take care of my family. So I think that when the universe tells me that it's time, it'll just come my way. I'm not actively looking. I don't need to. It's not necessary for me right now. So
right now, your work is your passion.
Indeed, absolutely. I gotta build the foundation before I can share the wealth.
How fast do you go on your motorcycle?
Do you have connections with the state troopers, or?
No, I don't.
On my way over here to California, because I drove my motorcycle from Maryland to California, I think I topped out at about, and this was like through Kansas, where it's like flat and there's nothing there, just over 100 miles an hour, something like that. So, you know, not too fast. There's nothing around, so.
Yeah. A friend, I used to know this guy, and he said sometimes when he's going around those curves up in the mountains and you get a big gust, he said that's kind of scary.
Yeah, no, that can definitely be scary, because the faster you go, the lighter you are. So if you're hitting a curve and you're going, say you can take the curve at 65 miles an hour if you have a street bike that's equipped for it, right? If you hit a wind pocket, that can blow you off your bike, for sure. So you have to be aware and be careful and know that is a possibility. And if you're going to live your life on that edge, then you have to be prepared for the cut if it happens.
I think that's pretty fascinating, where you're seized a skill, honed it, a dangerous skill, and making your living from it. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I think so too. It's kind of a dream still.
Yeah. How long have you been doing it?
Just over 2 years.
Wow.
So I've come exceedingly far for having no connections out here and being able to be where I want to be on set. I still have a long way to go. I still have a lot of people to meet. I still have a lot of skills to learn, and I'm excited to do it.
Yeah.
But I couldn't be happier with where I'm at right now, where I stand today.
Yeah, that's cool, very cool. Yeah, I've just always wondered how it would be to meet, well, I mean, people tell me that there's a church that Denzel goes to. There's a lot of other actors that go to that church, but I don't want to be in church, you know, staring at people, you know?
Yeah.
So I just go to another place. But, I mean, it must be fascinating to work with people of that skill.
Oh yeah, people of that caliber. I mean, it's one thing to see them on the screen, you know, but to actually be able to watch them work and watch their process and how they do things, and how they get to the places they need to be is really fascinating, because we all go about it a different way. We all use different tools. We all learn differently. So to be able to take a tool from this belt and that one and this one over here, and to kind of create your own style and way of getting to places and being dangerous and raw is really a joy to be able to do that.
So, okay, you trained yourself to be a stunt person, but what about the techniques of acting? Did you go through Stanislavski or one of those people?
No, I actually trained with Bobby Chance. Yeah, and so Bobby Chance was in the Beach Party films in the 60s, and her husband Larry Chance is an old stunt guy. So I love Larry. Larry's so cool. He's so raw and just, he tells you like it is, and I love that. Just like, don't beat around the bush. Just tell me what I need to do, and I will do it. It's fine. Some actors are very soft, and they need to be coddled, and that's fine. And you know, everybody has their own ways of taking direction, but I'm just very straightforward. It's like, do it this way. Okay.
You don't have to tell you twice, huh?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, it seems like as young as you are, you have a great sense of the classics and the stars of yesterday. How did that love and passion for the classics and the older actors get generated within you?
I owe everything to my grandmother in multiple ways, but definitely my love of old film is because of her. We watch old film constantly. We love it. We watched Sunset Boulevard a couple of weeks ago. I watched it before, but we just like to rewatch them because
I like that one too.
Yeah, no, it's the psychological aspects of that film are off the charts. You know.
I know. That's a serious classic.
Yes. So she taught me right.
Definitely. So you drove all the way from Maryland on your motorcycle, huh?
Yes.
How long did it take you?
4.5 days.
So you drive and you go to a hotel or something?
Yes, that's what I would do. I wanted to camp along the way because that's just like what I wanted to do, but my family was already not excited about me driving across the country by myself anyway, so I picked my battles. I was just like, fine, I'll go to a hotel. It's okay.
Yeah. It seems like you grab life by the horns. You don't sit around daydreaming about stuff. You're going to get things done.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like I've been really kind of gifted with an intuitive quality where it's just like I just, at least for my own personal self, it's like when I know, and I'm just going to go and do it because, well, I know it now, so why am I going to wait? So, and it was no different moving out here from Maryland. I visited once and I was like, yep, that's it. And I packed up and I drove across. I found a place to live. I flew back and I packed up my car the second time with my grandmother and the dogs, and we drove across again. So now here we are.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. What kind of dogs do you have?
Well, I used to have a Jack Russell. She was 15, going on 16, so she was pretty old, so I had to let her go. But our dog right now is 5 years old. She's a little Maltese Yorkie mix. She's a joy. She's adorable. So, are there any burning desires that you still have? As far as maybe starting your own nonprofit or something like that? Or? Oh man, I mean, I just want to experience things. There's so many things I want to experience. Well, I do want to either have a sanctuary for senior pets or just adopt old dogs. I would like to eventually adopt older children that are, you know, because once children are no longer infants or toddlers or even a little bit above that, it gets really hard for them. Nobody wants an older child, and I want to give to somebody like that.
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah, and you know, I want to scuba dive, I want to travel, I want to rock climb, I want to go learn more dancing styles like salsa and swing, and I want to do stuff.
That's cool. You're a raw creature. Exciting bird. Just flying up high where few have the balls to go. I just want to thank you so much for coming.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
This has been Hanna Schrom.
Schrom.
Thank you so much. How would people get you on social media? How would, let's say someone's watching this and they just want to reach out and either hire you for a role or just want to talk to you?
Right. Well, on social media, I'm on Facebook at Hanna Schrom, SCHROM, and on Instagram, I am Bananagram, but it's spelled GHRAM.
Cool.
And those are my two main ways of getting in touch with people.
Very cool. Just want to thank you so much again. It's a pleasure talking to you, and hope you have continued success and joy in your life.
Thank you.
And this has been Nuclear Popcorn. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you. That was fun.
Yeah, I'm wearing these because I